Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. Marvel just revealed that Mobius and the TVA from Loki Season 2 will be a big part of Deadpool 3, and it's paying off a huge deep-cut storyline that they're adapting from the comics, like something you never expected that they would actually do, but that we as fans have been asking for a long time. We got a bunch more details and Easter eggs for what the actual story of the movie is going to be with Wolverine, so we'll break it all down. Because Deadpool is going to be messing up the timelines so much more, we just have to pray that Deadpool will help him get one step closer to getting that jet ski. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. Of course, I'll be doing a bunch of Deadpool 3 videos in the next year. Reynolds actually just posted a new Deadpool 3 video. This is him talking about the movie. He says that Deadpool 3 is the only thing he's going to be working on. That's literally what he means. Like, he's not going to be working on other movies while he's working on Deadpool 3. He will continue to be Deadpool in the future of the MCU. Like, obviously this leads directly into Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty and Avengers 6 Secret Wars. But like after that, he will continue to play Deadpool inside the MCU. They will continue to make Deadpool movies. Like, Deadpool 3 isn't the last Deadpool solo movie. But the big thing here, obviously, is that Owen Wilson's Mobius is supposed to be one of the main characters in Deadpool 3 with Wolverine. We already know that Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is going to be one of the biggest characters, if not the biggest character next to Deadpool. We know the movie is going to be set inside the MCU, we know it's going to be R-rated, and we know it's going to be the original versions of Deadpool and Wolverine from the Fox Marvel movies. I think the fact that Mobius and the TVA from the MCU being a core part of the story tells us a lot about how they're going to explain how all this works. Like, the timelines, they're so confusing, but now that joke from the first Deadpool movie makes so much more sense given the context of what they're doing in Deadpool 3, messing with the timelines.
McAvoy or Stewart, these timelines are so confusing.
And it sounds like they're going to be doing a version of Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe storyline, but it'll be him messing with the timelines so much that he winds up killing the Fox Marvel Universe, his own universe that he comes from. So it seems like they're actually doing the thing. Like, that was the big joke in the fandom the last couple of years. Wouldn't it be amazing if they did Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe? But they're never going to do that. What if they did Deadpool kills the Fox Marvel Universe? It's almost like Ryan Reynolds and the writers were like, challenge accepted. So the events of Deadpool 3 are supposed to take place after the events of Loki Season 2. Like, Loki Season 2 episodes are going to happen next summer. Deadpool 3 won't come out till November 2024. Even though technically the TVA exists outside of the main timeline, like outside of all the timelines now because of what's happening with the Kang Multiverse war. What that means is that they're relatively unaffected by things like snaps. Like, if anybody gets an Infinity Gauntlet in one of these timelines and snaps it, this TVA won't be affected by it. But there is meant to be one TVA for the entire multiverse, and whichever version of Kang winds up controlling the TVA at any given moment is the one who's winning the Kang Multiverse war. So like at the end of Loki Season 1, when he comes back and he sees this new version of Kang, it means this Kang is currently winning and he's changed the timeline again so that everybody else inside the TVA is like the new rebooted version in the new timeline. That's why the only people who remember the original timeline heading into Loki Season 2 is Loki himself, Sylvie, who escaped, as well as Kang and Renslayer, who also escaped. The TVA itself kind of exists in a pocket dimension outside of the timelines, so that Kang can protect it from a bunch of the minor changes that he has the TVA orchestrating across whatever timelines he wants them to orchestrate. But Kang himself, if he wants to, can change the timeline internally inside the TVA. It's just that he's using his technology to make it feel like time does not exist inside the TVA, like time does not pass. Where we get to the plot of Deadpool 3 and Wolverine is that originally the Fox Marvel movies, they exist in a different universe, kind of like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies and the Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man movies. There's some cases where they treat alternate timelines like alternate universes. That's basically when they completely branch out and another version of Kang rises up. That's when they become fully alternate universes. But what Deadpool did in the Deadpool 2 post-credit scenes, taking Cable's time travel device and messing with his own timeline, hopping across a couple different universes, pruning variants of himself, is what gets him on Kang and the TVA's watch list.
The Lord works in mysterious ways, don't I? A good day.
That was probably a bad idea.
What have we done?
So this kind of recontextualizes what Deadpool was doing in the Deadpool 2 post-credit scene. And I think the idea is that after that last post-credit scene, he just continued messing with the timelines, changing major events, jumping across universes, creating more Nexus events. And that's how Deadpool 3 pays off their version of adapting Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, but it's him killing the Fox Marvel Universe by killing his timeline by messing it up so badly. which also flows with the theme of Marvel Phase 6 heading to Secret Wars, Avengers Kang Dynasty, because like they teased during Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, they're doing the Time Runs Out storyline where slowly universes are being destroyed through different means, either through the Kang Multiverse War, variants of Kang destroying each other's universes, or you have people like Doctor Strange, people like Scarlet Witch messing up things so badly in the multiverse, and people like Deadpool doing the same thing. So Deadpool kills the Fox Marvel Universe, and I think that the way they explain this actually makes a lot of sense. And because Mobius is supposed to be a main character during the movie, he takes the lead on that, and Deadpool 3 is more of a Deadpool and Wolverine versus the TVA, Mobius, and Kang kind of movie. But because of what Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman teased, like I did a video decoding what they were saying when they put the music over their voices when they were trying to reveal the plot. You see them fighting each other. There's a bunch of jokes about Deadpool versus Wolverine. There'll be a little bit of that at the beginning of Deadpool 3, like Deadpool versus Wolverine, because both of them heal so fast. The big joke is that it's kind of like the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. Like if both of them heal so fast, then who's going to win that fight? Like who will drop first? But after they have a couple funny moments fighting each other, just healing all the damage over and over and over, they team up, and then the same thing happens with Mobius and the TVA. Like Mobius tries to stop Deadpool from messing with the timelines, but eventually Mobius starts working with Deadpool and Wolverine, and they try to stop some bigger problem. Technically, Kang is supposed to be the overarching villain in all of these scenarios. The movie's supposed to take place after the end of Loki Season 2, and I've already done a Loki Season 2 trailer video from D23, so I'll add a link for that in the description below and at the end of this. But that season is supposed to begin with Loki explaining everything to this new version of Mobius, Hunter B-15, about what happened, finding a version of Sylvie again. Remember, the whole joke with Sylvie is that she hides inside apocalypse events because Kang and the TVA can't track her there, and she's hiding inside a 1970s McDonald's, implying that something really terrible is going to be happening to McDonald's in the 1970s here. But through that season, Loki tries to explain what's going on with Kang and how he is this true villain orchestrating everything, and then they try to stop that version of Kang. But I think because this is taking place so far before Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty, it's implied that they're not totally successful, like Kang continues to be a threat. But I think the idea is that they gain a measure of control over the TVA, but while they're trying to figure out what to do about Kang the Conqueror, you have all these regular Nexus events that are very dangerous that they also have to deal with. Like, just because we found out what's happening with Kang doesn't mean that other people aren't trying to mess with the timelines. We got a bunch of trailer footage finding out who some of those threats are. For instance, there's a version of Zaniac that they're doing from the comics. So I think after the events of Loki Season 2, like just the next big thing that they have to deal with is Deadpool messing with the timelines. So you have to imagine Deadpool and Wolverine kind of doing a cannonball into the pool that is the timeline. Deadpool's whole thing is that however big or dangerous a villain or a threat is, like Kang the Conqueror or infinite variants of Kang, is that usually his response is to do something so unpredictable, so crazy and destructive that it winds up throwing them for a complete loop. So that is Deadpool 3 in a nutshell. The fact that it's more of a time travel story within the scope of the TVA is where you get to the MCU connections. Like they're messing with the timelines outside of the 616 universe, jumping around the multiverse, but that's where the TVA gets involved, pulling them towards the MCU indirectly. And by the end of the movie, they'll probably wind up on the main 616 MCU Earth. So even though all these movies lead to what happens in Secret Wars, I think Deadpool 3, Fantastic Four will be more directly connected to Avengers 5. But everybody post all your reactions to hearing about Mobius and the TVA being a big part of Deadpool 3. Post all your predictions for the plot, what you think is going to happen. My Black Panther Wakanda Forever post-credit scene will post next. That'll be up on Friday. Be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss that, and go see the movie as soon as possible. My full breakdown Easter eggs for the entire movie will post on Saturday. Everyone click here for that post-credit scene. I'll update the link as soon as I post that video, and click here for my Loki Season 2